Namaste, welcome back to our English class. Guys, before starting today's class, I would like to ask a simple question to you people. Do you like stories? Yes, I knew you all like stories very much. And today, we are going to discuss a very interesting story that is 3 questions written by Leo Tolstoy. So let's get started. And this story is all about, yes, this king. Once there was a king who had 3 questions. Do you have any idea about those 3 questions? Yes, the first question is, what is the right time to begin something? And the second one, which people should he listen to? That's the second question. And third one, what is the important thing he want to do? These are the 3 questions. And do you know why he want to know the answers for these 3 questions? Yes, he thinks if he gets the answers of these 3 questions, he will never fail. To know the answer, our king sent messengers to the different parts of the country to search people who can give correct answers to these questions satisfactorily. And our king promised a huge amount of reward also. And many wise people arrived and they gave answers in a different way. And some people suggested that king should follow a timetable. And some other people suggested that the king should appoint a council of wise men to decide best time to act. And some other people suggested that the king should consult a magician. So they gave answers in a different way. To the second question, that is, which people should he listen to? Some people said that he should listen wise men, counselors, priests, soldiers. So they gave different answers. And to the third question, what's the third question? Yes, what is the important thing he want to do? That's the third question. To that question, some people suggested that the king should do science or religious worship or war. So they gave different answers. After hearing these answers, our king became totally confused. Why? Because different people give different answers. So our king didn't give any rewards to anyone. Finally, the king decided to seek advice from a hermit who is known for his wisdom. And the hermit mentioned here was very old and weak, and he leads a simple life, and he always wears simple clothes, and he lived in a forest. So our king decided to visit our hermit. So what he do? He just avoided his horse and the royal dresses and wear simple dresses and went to wood or went to jungle to meet hermit. So when he reached in his hut in jungle, our hermit was digging. Okay, so at first he just asked these 3 questions to our hermit, but our hermit didn't pay any attention to these 3 questions. He went on his duty. He went on digging, and our king again asked these 3 questions, but again our hermit avoided or didn't pay any attention to those questions. He's completely engaged in his duty. So he realized, our king realized that hermit was very tired. So he decided to help the hermit. And he take the spade and started to dig. And whenever the king repeated his question, our hermit ignored him. And he was not ready to provide any answers. And when it turned dark, our king stopped digging and then he turned to hermit because he wanted to know the answer. Suddenly, a wounded man who reached there. He was deeply wounded. So our king cleaned his wound, and both our hermit and king took him into the hut. They provide the first aid. The next morning, that man felt better, and he revealed that he had come there to kill our king. And he also mentioned that king's bodyguard had injured him before he escaped. Finally, that man was promising to serve our king. And our king was pleased and forgave that man for attempting to kill him. And before leaving, the king returned to hermit and pleaded for the answers. So the hermit replied that the king's questions had already been answered. And our king just think about the incidents happened in the last day, and he realized the only time that is important is now. So he got all the three answers. What's the first question? Yes, what is the right time to do something? So the answer is now. If you want to do something, do it now. And please don't postpone to any other days. If you want to do something, do it now. That's the answer. So second question, which people he want to listen? So the answer is person that you are within that particular moment. And the last question, what is the important thing he want to do? The answer, to do good things. So finally our king become so happy. So guys, I hope you all understood the summary of this story very well. Now I'm going to read this story and you people just go through the line. Shall we start? Yes. 3 questions by Leo Tolstoy. The thought came to a certain king that he would never fail if he knew 3 things. These 3 things were: what is the right time to begin something, which people should he listen to, and what is the most important thing for him to do. That's the 3 questions he want to know. Then, the king therefore sent messengers throughout his kingdom, promising a large sum of money to anyone he would answer these 3 questions, and he promised a huge amount of rewards. Many wise men came to the king, but they all answered his questions differently. So a lot of wise men arrived there and they gave different answers. In reply to the first question, some said that king must prepare a timetable and then follow it strictly. Only in this way, they said, could he do everything at its proper time. Others said that it was impossible to decide in advance the right time for doing something. The king should notice all that was going on, avoid foolish pleasures, and always do whatever seemed necessary at that time. Yet others said that the king needed a council of wise men who would help him act at the proper time. This was because one man would find it impossible to decide correctly without help from others the right time for every action. So some wise men suggested to appoint a council of wise men, and they decided time to act. But then others said that there were some things which could be urgent. These things could not wait for the decision of the council. In order to decide the right time for doing something, it is necessary to look into the future, and only magicians could do that. Some wise men advised to consult a magician. Then the king therefore would have to go to magicians. In their answers to the second question, some said that the people most necessary to the king were his counselors. Others said the priest. A few others chose the doctors. So some said the important person or the person he want to listen is counselors or wise men, doctors, soldiers. So he received different answers. And yet others said that his soldiers were the most necessary. To the third question, Some said science, others choose fighting, and at others religious worship. So again, he got different answers for the last question. As the answers to his questions were so different, the king was not satisfied and gave no reward. Instead, he decided to seek the advice of a certain hermit who was widely known for his wisdom. You all know the meaning of hermit. Yes, a person who lives alone and leads a simple life is said to be or called hermit. Then, the hermit lived in a wood which he never left. He saw no one but simple people, and so the king put on ordinary. That's why the king wore ordinary clothes. Before he reached the hermit's hut, the king left his horse with his bodyguard and went on alone. As the king came near the hermit's hut, he saw the hermit digging the ground in front of his hut. He greeted the king and continued digging, and he was engaging in his own duty. The hermit was old and weak, and as he worked, he breathed heavily. He was very old and weak. The king went up to the hermit and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, to ask you to answer 3 questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I need most? And what affairs are the most important? Then whenever that king reached our hermit's house or hermit's hut, the king asked the same 3 questions to hermit. Then the hermit listened to the king but did not speak. He went on digging. You are tired, said the king. Let me take the spade and work in your place. Thanks, said the hermit. Giving the king his spade, then he sat down on the ground. When the king had dug 2 bits, he stopped and repeated his questions. And whenever our king asked the 3 questions to a hermit, and our hermit was not ready to give answers, so he ignored our king's questions. The hermit gave no answer but stood up, stretching out his hand for the spade, and said, Now you rest and let me work. But the king did not give him the spade and continued to dig. 1 hour passed, then another. The sun went down behind the trees, and at last the king struck the spade into the ground and said, I came to you, wise man, for an answer to my questions. Oh my lord, I reached here in search of 3 answers of my 3 questions. If you can give me no answer, tell me so, and I will return home. Here comes someone running, said the hermit. On that time, a man entered there, a man running towards them. The king turned round and saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against his stomach, from which blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted. Fainted, please underline that word. I think it's a new word for you people. Fainted means lost consciousness. And fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in his stomach. The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. The king redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. The man felt better and asked for something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. The king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. So our king and hermit gave a first aid to that wounded man. The king, tired by his walk and the work he had done, our king was also tired, so lay down on the floor and slept through the night. When he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed was. Forgive me, said the bearded man in a weak voice when he saw that the king was awake. So, I don't know you and have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. So our king said that I don't know who you are. So you don't know me, but I know you. I'm that enemy of yours who swore revenge on you because you put my brother to death and seized. Seized means took by force. So seized my property. I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So I left my hiding place and I came upon your bodyguard who recognized me and wounded me. So now you realized who that person is. So actually that man reached there to kill our king. But unfortunately, he was not able to kill. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. That wounded man said, I reached here to kill you, but you saved me from death. So, I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wish to kill you, and you have saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. The king was very happy to have made peace with his enemy so easily and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. Leaving the wounded man, the king went out of the hut and looked around for the hermit. Then our king, he searched our hermit because he wanted to know the answers of his three questions. Before going away, he wished once more to get answers to his questions. The hermit was on his feet sowing seeds in the birds that had been dug the day before. The king went up to the hermit and said, For the last time, I beg you to answer my questions, wise man. So you have already been answered, said the hermit. So after hearing that, our hermit said that, You have already been answered, said the hermit, still bending down to the ground and looking up at the king as he stood before him. How have I been answered? What do you mean? Our king asked. Do not see, replied the hermit. If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday and had not dug these beds for me, you would have gone away. Then that man would have attacked you and you would have wished you had stayed with me. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds and I was the most important man, and to do me good was your most important business. And afterwards, when the man ran to us, the most important time was when you were caring for him. Because if you had not dressed his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what you did for him was your most important business. Remember then, there is only one time that is important, and that time is now, our hermit said. Yes, my dear, the only one thing that is important is now. His first question was, what is the important time? Or what is the important time to do something? So the answer is now. If you wish to do something, do it now. And it is the most important time because it is the only time we have any power to act. And the most necessary person is the person you were with at a particular moment. For no one knows what will happen in the future and whether we will meet anyone else. The most important business is to do that person good, because we were sent into this world for that purpose alone. So what is the important thing we want to do is do good things to everyone. So doing good thing is for that purpose we reached here, we reached in this earth. So doing good is the important thing we people want to do in our life. So it's a very interesting and very thought-provoking story written by Leo Tolstoy, right? Yes, I hope you all understood this story very well. So thank you guys. See you in the next class.